I'm so glad to be able to speak with you today. Our sermon, Imitatio Canis, the theme is inside us there is an inner puppy, and we can get some of the characteristics of this. And by doing this, we can turn misfortune into good fortune with our inner puppy. Who has ever met a puppy? Puppies are wonderful. They're faithful, joyful, and plucky. When we call upon our inner dog, we can get these qualities for ourselves. Here's our inner puppy. Woof, 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 woof. So I'm going to start off with a story about the Quinault tribe where they demonstrate this. And this is, my daughter teaches at the Quinault tribal school. This is her Lake Quinault soccer shirt. And the Quinault tribe has lived there for thousands of years. They live in the rainforest, coastal rainforest of Washington. And their prosperity is based on the abundance of forest products and marine life. So here is the myth. A long time ago, there lived a young girl who had a dog of which she was very fond. She took the dog with her wherever she went, and at night, as was common custom at the time, the dog slept at the foot of the bed. But unbeknownst to anybody else, the dog would turn into a person and sleep with her at night, and she became pregnant with puppies. And when her parents found out and knew the dog was the cause, they became greatly ashamed, and calling the people together, they put out all the fires and moved away, leaving the girl to die. This was bleak, leaving the girl to die. So this is misfortune. All the good things in her life, all her friends, all her people are gone. But Crow had pity on her. And taking some coals, she placed them between two clamshells and told the girl secretly that after a time she would hear a crackling and to go to the spot and she would find fire. So the girl was left alone, for the people had all gone a long way across the water. She sat still for a long time listening for the crackling, and when she finally heard it, she went to the place and found the fire. And this crackling, these coals, metaphysically represent faith. It's the faith is the belief in things unseen, and the coals, and they can kindle warmth and heat and life and love. But you need faith. So she couldn't see the coals, but then she could hear, and she went and found them. She believed in Crow when Crow told her that there was going to be fire. Not long after, she gave birth to 5 dog pups and gathered shells and other shellfish on the beach to feed them. So I want to show you the clam digger. This is a modern clam digger, but they've had them for centuries. It's got, you put it in the dirt when you see a clam and surround the clam with it. And then on the top, it has this hole, and you put your finger over the hole so that when you lift out the clam digger, the clam and all the sand come out. You drop them on the ground by releasing the air pressure with the hole, and then you can grab the clam, and you've got a clam. Clams get away by digging through the sand, and the clam digger helps not do this. So the girl had the clam digger, and she managed to find enough clams to feed her whole family, and the pups grew very well. But to get back to this, so she has faith, and that's a power of belief. She also, using the 12 powers, she's activating the inner resources. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. And this is Matthew 17:20. She had faith in the crow, and that let her gather enough food to feed herself and her puppies, even though her family had left her to die. So she was turning her misfortune to fortune with her inner puppy. Now she has outer puppies in the beach. She's using strength, doggedness, pluck to keep on going and feed her puppies. One day, or she noticed one day when she was out collecting shellfish, that she heard singing, and there was dancing, and it was coming from inside her house. But when she went there, she just saw the 4 puppies. And one day, she decided she put her clothes on the clam digger so that, and she placed it, here we go, clothes on the clam digger, and she placed it so that when her puppies looked out the window, they saw what looked like Mom. But it was, it enabled her to sneak up on them. And then when she saw inside the hut, she saw that there were actually 5 humans. One was keeping watch outside, and the other 4 were singing and dancing. And she burst in and said, "Why didn't you tell me you could do this? I got abandoned by my whole family and tribe because they didn't think you were human." And she took their blankets, which they used to turn themselves into dogs, and she got rid of them. So they were now permanently human. But they still had their inner dog characteristics. They had their pluck, their doggedness, their faith, so they could keep on going. And she made arrows for them so that they could learn to hunt. And she had them swim every day so they could commune with the whale spirits. And then eventually they caught a whale, and they learned to catch whales. And this was a source of more food than they needed, of lots of food, and also other kinds of products. They used every single part of the whale. And Crow noticed a whale on the beach and came and flew in, and they welcomed Crow and said, "Have all you want to eat. You know, you were faithful to us when we needed you." And Crow had all the whale she could eat, and then went back to the girls' tribe and told them about the whale and coughed up a bit of whale so they could see that it was true. And they said, "We got to go back. We were wrong. This new place we live stinks. The old place is much better." And they went back and they made that whole family, the girl and her 5 kids, into the chiefs of the tribe, and they provided them with all the whales they needed. So this is really good fortune. Having the whales was good fortune. Having everybody back is even better fortune. Another instance of good fortune, I don't know if you can see this picture. This is our pet dog for many years. When my wife, decades ago, got stage 3 metastatic cancer, the doctor gave her a 10% chance of living more than 5 years. And she was deeply depressed. In fact, she had been deeply depressed before she got the cancer. And I got her a dog. She had always wanted a dog because she'd never had one as a kid. And we thought, you might as well have a dog now. And the dog had total faith in her and total love, and it made life seem worth living. And she had faith that she could do it. And she had the doggedness to make it through the chemotherapy, the surgery, so that she was better. Her cancer went away, and actually she lived decades more. But she also, I think, a critical part of her cure, besides bringing that up in herself, was acting on it by getting herself a new career. She was not happy doing her old work, and she became a scenic artist and started her own business building sets and doing scenic design for theater and producing shows for theater companies, performing on stage. And she was happy and this was the good fortune. So she turned the misfortune of cancer into good fortune by taking an actual dog and using it to help model her inner dog. So her inner dog led to her turning misfortune into fortune. So we know that just a mustard seed of faith, mustard seeds are very tiny and they grow into huge plants. A mustard seed of faith can grow tremendous benefits. Strength, pluck, and doggedness can really help you persist and get through and find the riches. You know, in misfortune, there's often riches, and you can find it and mine it. When change occurs, it's natural to grieve what we lost, but there's a treasure in these depths. We can turn misfortune into fortune with our inner puppy. And so as you go out, if you notice any kind of misfortune, just access your inner puppy, access the faith, the pluck, the courage, and bring yourself into better spirits. Thank you.